Greetings and salutations and attestants. It is I, Wolfphototech, and I had to, like, there's my Gizmo shirt. This time, I'm going to do the biggest brick of these spell cards, the Arcana cards, the D&D Spellbook cards Arcana. This is literally the thickest one. This is the biggest deck of them all. This is the typical size of most of the decks. And this is the tiniest deck, the Ranger deck. The Ranger deck. Okay? I have all the cards. As you can see, this deck has had some love. I typically will always try to keep these sleeves whenever possible. It comes into two cubes of power. It comes with some blank cards if you want to like write custom spells or the new spells that are added to Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. There are tons of cards in this deck. According to this, there's 257 cards. Levels 1 to 9 for wizards, warlocks, and sorcerers. There's an important point. These cards are actually pretty good quality overall. They're manufactured by Gale Force. However, if you can see, there's this bubble right here, right where my fingers are. You can see my camera is actually quite good, and you can make out that distortion in the card. A level 0 card. You got the symbol for the Warlock, the Sorcerer, and the Warlock, Sorcerer, and Wizard. I have like a brain for 5 seconds right there, but it has the term the Arcana Warlock tag at the bottom, and has the level in the top. There's multiple of these in each one of these decks. You got Acid Splash. This is your standard cantrip. This is not the greatest cantrip, but is still functionally useful. It's a level 0 spell. You got this box down here at the bottom with your your auto leveling or power. In the case of cantrips, they auto level with your character, and with leveled spells of 1 to 9, you upcast them with a higher spell slot. Up here is you got the spell components, casting time, range, and duration, as well as the name on top and the important information down here. This deck right here is actually probably one of the better decks of this collection because it contains all the Arcana cards and is the single largest deck, so you get the maximum value possible. The cards are overall very durable and good quality. However, there's actually 2 cards stuck together. However, you still have, that's actually Green Flame Blade is kind of the busiest card. This is actually the one of the older versions. Got Light. I'm not going to show you every single one of these cards, but there are a lot of cards. As I said, there's 257 cards in this deck. Prestidigitation, always useful for all kinds of crazy situations. And you don't see too many of those cards that say, go to book X, go to page such and such. By the way, if you notice, the cards go upside down, and that's because I use this deck and I alternate them up and down for changing levels. So when I'm like opening up this deck, I could like really quickly flip through it, and then I come to, this is upside down, this is level 1, and I come to this and I see the card is upright. That should mean it's level 2, and that's my little fun trick with these cards to make sure that when I'm flipping through them trying to find level 3 cards quickly, I can find my level 3 cards quickly. This deck right here is, as I said, this is literally probably one of the best decks of the bunch to buy, because it has a lot of cards from the first few books, a lot of the spells from the first few books. This is probably in the mid 3 stars for the cheap spellbook cards. There's third-party cards that are more expensive, that are a lot nicer. They come in better collections and sets. However, they are much more, as I said, much more expensive, and as such, which will you end up having to buy 2 or 3 levels of wizard cards for the price you would take to just get this huge box here. You're going for flash as opposed to a flash in quality opposed to bulk. This deck is probably really good for a beginner, and if it's of any of the decks that you are going to buy, I would suggest buying this deck right here. This is probably the 3.75 star one. Yet again, the negative with this deck is that when you get into, say, some of these cards, they have that stupid see page, blah blah blah, you know. Paizo goes both sides on the card. Got front and back information. You're not playing these cards like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon or anything like that. So it literally does not matter at all that anyone sees your cards when you pull them out. This deck, as I said, is pretty decent. It's probably the best one. The negative is that they typically lack the erratas, and they have that stupid little go-to page X. Other than that, these cards will be a whole lot better. So, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm not going to go through every single one of these cards. However, I might do in the future a video going over strategies and ideas with each spell. You know, like this spell is, let's go with Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation is quite useful for XYZ situation. Creative uses could be if you combine it with this you get these results. You get potential for these results. You could use certain things to start fires or so that's something I've actually considered at some point in the future, is just make a whole short series. This is the chonkiest deck of all these decks, just bar none. As you can see, I picked up recently a RuneQuest, the big box, as well as the Red Book of Magic and the Garantha source book. And at some point I'll probably go reading through these. I might actually do a whole series on how to do that, but there you go. Thank you very much for watching this video. Have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful week, and a magnificent month, and see you next time.